Today I'll be taking a look at LEGO Creator Set 31002. This is the Super Racer. It's 121 pieces. I actually bought this set 2 months ago or so. I got it on sale, and when I saw it, I really loved all of the builds with this. As you can see, this is one of the 3-in-1 sets. The premier set is going to be the Formula 1 race car, and then the other two, you have a go-kart, and you also have a four-wheeler. And I'll be honest, I really like that four-wheeler, but I do think the other two are really good, and oftentimes you can't really tell what you like until you actually build it. So that's what I'm going to do next. This is the first build. This is the Formula 1 car, and this build is just spot on. It's amazing how they take these small little plastic pieces in these creator sets and make them into something that looks so similar to its real-life counterpart. This is a fantastic build. Now the front end, the dimensions are perfect for this. I like the use of the gentle slope that goes up to create the main body, and they have a nice wing on the front that uses a couple of slopes and some flat pieces to give it some color on a black flat piece that goes under it. The tires are mounted on an axle that have some gray pieces inside to hold it in place, and they're mounted on a Technic piece that allows for the tires to actually spin, so when you're done building this, it creates a lot of playability because you can actually drive this thing around afterwards. Going back in the car, you can see there's a small windshield right here, which is pretty authentic to what a normal Formula 1 car looks like. The cockpit itself is a little disappointing. It's very tight and cramped. There's not a lot of space that you would actually put a driver in. The one redeeming factor is the fact that there's a steering wheel here, which is actually movable, and that's kind of nice. It has tilt steering, but inside you can see very small. On the side, looks really good. This is really great and accurate to what a normal F1 car looks like, with the gentle slope that goes around here to create a nice shape for the body. And then right above that, you'll see that there's some small side mirrors, which I think give it a nice little detail and really look good from the front. Further back in the car, you can see there's a red air scoop, and I really like the use of the slants and the small pieces they use there to create a cavity for the air to go through. And then you can see the body kind of thins out as it goes back with these white pieces here. And then moving further back, there's a really nice wing on the back of the vehicle. You have slopes going up here. In fact, this whole back end is basically just slopes. You can see slopes everywhere. You got the slope that goes up here with a flat piece that goes across to create the top of the wing, and then there's a white slope on the back. The tires in the back are set up the same way as the front with the axle inside, so you can get a good look at that. And they also spin through the use of the Technic pieces just like the front. Here's a view of the back. You can see all the slopes and how they come together, and the back end of this actually looks pretty good for a pretty simple creator build. There's a small tail light in the back which looks fairly accurate to what a normal F1 car would look like, and you have a multitude of colors in the back, so it gives a little bit of depth. You have the white, you've got the black, and the yellow, which I think looks pretty good. Bottom of the build and the frame, pretty simple. It's amazing how simple these things start out and how complex they actually get to create what you're trying to build. So that from the bottom it looks super basic, and then once you get to the top, a very nice build. I'm very happy with this Formula 1 car, and in fact this is my second Formula 1 car that I've built on this channel. I actually built another one using very simple pieces from another build that I had, and that thing turned out nice, but this thing is just great. So we've taken a look at this, and next we're going to take a look at the go-kart. Here's the go-kart fully built. I think this set is actually better than the Formula 1 race car. I think they did a really good job of showing what a go-kart looks like and what you think of in your mind for a go-kart. I like the use of color, and I think there's a lot of great elements on this, so let's take a closer look at it. From the front, you can see there's a really nice profile to it. I love the bumper way it curves around like that on the front. It really shows what you would see if you went to a go-kart track and were bumping around with other cars. The width of it is really great, and I think the scale is perfect. The way they made the seat very big, you could see maybe a person sitting inside that. This obviously isn't minifigure scale, but it would look really nice for a display. Moving on to the side, they use the same style that they used on the Formula 1 race car by putting these pieces on the side and kind of having the pieces facing outward this way as opposed to up or down. And you can see the cockpit inside. It's got a nice spot for a driver to sit with the different materials on the back and this tilt steering wheel just like on the Formula 1 race car. On the back you can see the different elements with the engine and also the tail light. They use sort of the same style as what the Formula 1 car did, and it uses the same axle pattern as the Formula 1 race car, so it's about the same size. This is just a little bit more narrow. We'll take a closer look at the engine there. You can see how nice that looks. I think they did a good job with the exhaust coming out of the back and the slants going up on the top. This one uses far less slants than the other set, it seems. And then the other side, you can see it in profile, how long it is, and just how it looks with the tires. They kind of buck up against the bumpers on the front and back, so this has a back bumper that's just like the front. And I think that looks pretty good the way it is. And finally, the bottom. Here is the same frame that you would find on the Formula One car, and it's well done here, and creates a really nice element for what you'd build on top of it. And it's a really nice really nice go-kart, and I think they did a great job with it. So the final build, we'll take a look at the ATV or four-wheeler. Here's the ATV, which is the final build, and in my opinion, it's the weakest build. I really thought the ATV was going to be my favorite of the three. When I saw this, I was like, oh, that'd be really cool to make an ATV, but I really don't like the stance of it. I feel like it's way too wide, and I know they had to make the tires as wide as they are because they're using the same axles for all the builds, but it really doesn't look good in proportion with the ATV itself. It's just too wide, and it also sits too low. You can see from the side just how low it is. I picture an ATV sitting up a little bit higher and having a narrow wheelbase. I don't like the back, how the tail lights are here. I kind of feel like they should be down here, like the other ATV that I built for this channel. The top of it looks fine. I like the setback here, and I like how you have the fenders going up through the front, and I like the headlight on the front, but I don't like the handlebars that much. I think they did okay with what they had, but it's not amazing. And down through where you would put your feet, that works out pretty well. Here's the base. It's pretty basic on the bottom, and then of course you have the Technic pieces again going through for the axles to go through. So again, I really thought this ATV had a lot of potential. I was hoping for a lot. It is the third build of a 3-build set, so you can't ask too much when they're trying to recycle the same pieces, and it's okay for what it is, but definitely not my favorite. I think the go-kart definitely takes the cake in this set as the coolest of the three. And I thought for one last little shot here, I'd show you my ATV that I made using the $5 creator set. This was the Power Digger versus the ATV that they had, and I think I did pretty good for comparison's sake. I mean, my handlebars definitely look worse than what's there, but I had to use what I had. You can see I had the same kind of front bumper. The back though, I like the back of mine a little bit better. I like the taillights being down there, but I think that's kind of cool to compare these two. This is what you can get for a $5 build and build something on your own, or you can buy a $12 creator set and you can build this ATV, but not too amazing. That's my review of LEGO Creator Set 31002, the Super Racer. Hope you enjoyed the builds. You can decide which one you like the most, and if you really love this set, you can go out and buy it. I think I picked this up for $11.99, so not a bad deal. And as always, thanks for watching.